Welcome to Vintage Story. This is a tutorial on panning. I've already done one tutorial on it, but I wanted to go into it in more depth because I feel that panning is being ignored as a brilliant resource gathering exercise early in the game. This video goes through how to make a pan, the mechanics of panning, and then at the end I show you what results you can get from just panning through one night. So let's start off with how to make a pan. And panning is like panning for gold. It's not hard. So first of all, you just need one block of wood. Any wood will do, and a knife, and you have a pan. That's really easy. Now the two blocks that you can pan are sand, let's take some there, and gravel. And you'll find that those of us who've been playing for some time often spend the night panning just because you can get such good things out of it. Now I'm using limestone. Doesn't matter what you use. Muddy gravel is probably not the best one to use. Right, so the mechanics of panning are very, very simple. And it is that you stand in water, and you can imagine yourself standing on the edge of a stream, and whatever you're panning has to be dry. So if we come down here where we've got some conglomerate gravel, you stand in the water. Now farmland, and I've got some over here, is no use for panning. You can't put your block that you want to pan on it because this is moist soil and you need dry soil or a dry surface for panning. So as I said, the mechanic is really, really simple. In fact, you probably don't even have to pick the blocks up. You can pan, like, let's show you the mechanics. It's wonderful, isn't it? Just pan there. Turn around, then we can see it. There we are, panning away. And if you look at my bar, I've already got one piece of copper. So you can pan, how far can you pan? You can pan around you like this. If you had a block there, you should, let me just get rid of this one. That's two pieces of copper. Right, and then you can pan if it's up there. Right, and so that is so easy in that you don't actually, if you have an area of gravel or sand anywhere near you, you can just stand in the water and pan. And as I said, two pieces of copper just from that. Why would you not pan early in the game? Now obviously one of the best times to do panning is when you can't do anything else early in the game, and that means at night. So if you want to do that, I mean, you can take your sand and gravel with you, you can dig it up, but then you would need to protect yourself at night, and for that you need, I think early in the game the best thing is soil. Right, I've gathered some soil, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little area where I will be safe at night and I can pan. So I'm going to do this. Now, oh, that's fallen in. Wonderful. Okay. Just an area like this will make you safe. I don't want anything to spawn on top of here. So you can hoe it, but at the moment, just at the beginning of the game, you're not going to be worrying about hoeing the top. You're going to be more worried about panning. So let's just put a little bit of ladder in here, then we can get in and out. And remember that you can't put ladder on hoed tops. So if you want to hoe the top, put your ladder in first. Right, so to pan, you can just basically go down into your hole. You've got some light up there, it's not much. Don't put light on any of these 3 blocks. And the reason for that is that you can't pan sand. Let me show you with a, if you put it there, you can't pan it, right? You can only gather sand or gravel from a block with air above. So that's not going to work. And it won't put there because of the ladder, but you can put it on top, it's not an issue, or allow yourself more room. Then all you do is sit here during the night and pan. Already that's flint, 2 flint, and again, if you're early in the game, this makes your tools, and I mean really early in the game, because you can do this as soon as you've got an axe and some wood and some sand and gravel. And these days sand and gravel is pretty prevalent. Now I'm getting other things. I've got 4, I'm up to 4 copper now. Goodness me. And if something is not going on your bar, you will see your backpack shake. Ah, a flint spearhead. Saves you making it. And sphalerite. Guys, we haven't actually done much panning here, but I think you'll agree that that's a pretty good result just from a little bit of panning. I'm already up to 4 copper, another flint spearhead, 1 sphalerite, which is hard to find, a couple of flint. Why wouldn't you pan early in the game? So guys, that's the basics of panning. One thing I would say is that when you are further on in the game, we enjoy panning because of the treasure you can get. And if you pan early in the game, do check your C bar, because sometimes you will find that you will get a belt or maybe an amulet that you don't have already, and it's very interesting when you get gold talks and you have nothing else in the game. One of the reasons I decided to revise this video and make it to encourage people to pan early in the game is that I was actually spending the night panning, and where I spend the night panning is over here. Basically, I have a well here which you can't get until you have a bucket, but I just sit in the well and I put my sand here and I pan through the night sometimes rather than sleeping, because it gives me some very, very good resources. And the final clip in this video is showing you some of the resources I got when I was panning all by myself. Right guys, I'm here panning to see. I've got some flint, some basalt stone, I've got some clear quartz chunk, 4 lots of native copper. But look at this, I've just found a copper spearhead. That's brilliant. I mean, just from standing here sort of, you know, panning away. I just collected some basalt sand from a desert, and I wanted to see whether it gives me a different sort of set of goodies than other sand does. Most of them will give you the rock they're in, most of them will give you copper, most of them will give you quartz, but I haven't had a copper spearhead before, and that's very nice. I'm also getting a lot more flint from this sand than I normally get. It's very satisfying, this. And of course the rocks you can use to make all sorts of stuff or to throw at things. Guys, I've just got a rusty gear. Oh my word. I am going to mine basalt sand a bit more. I normally mine limestone sand or conglomerate sand, but this basalt sand, I mean, to get a rusty gear, that's fantastic. What a way to spend your night. Ah, it's dawn. There we go. Yeah. No, it's not. It's still dark of night. I know why. It was because it was raining. Nine copper. There we go. There we are. 10. I don't know. People say that they find 11. People say they find it difficult to find copper. Well, this is a very good way of doing it early in the game. And I must admit that, you know, copper spearhead, that would help you early in the game. I'm thrilled anyway, actually. It saves me making it. It's free stuff. There we are. So one night's panning and I've got quite a lot of goodies. And also when you first start the game, it's very boring at night if you don't have anything to do. You're just sort of cowering away if you haven't got to the point where you can smelt at night or do anything else. It's very, very boring just waiting in the darkness. Whereas if you can sit and do this and treasure seek, it's fantastic. 13 copper. 14. Still night. Clay. Just going to move that clay off my bar. Wow, what a way to spend the night. Just eat something. Now obviously early in the game you wouldn't be sitting in a well like this in a safely protected lighthouse, but all you need is basically one block in front of you and some water and 15 copper. You could easily surround yourself with a 2-block high wall of dirt, plonk yourself inside and just, you know, with some sand and a pan, just get on with it. That. Still night. Wow. Oh, a bit more quartz. And I'm getting both ordinary quartz that needs sorting out in a bloomery, firing in a bloomery, but also I got something else then. I got one clay. Yeah, I'm getting loads of basalt stone and lots of flint from this rock. Lots of flint. 16 copper. $17 copper. $18 copper. My word. Here we go. $19. Oh, now what have I got? Sphelerite. There you go. And sphelerite makes zinc if you have 20 pieces. But 20 pieces of copper makes an ingot. Let's move the sphelerite off. It's still night. I'm just seeing how much I can get in one night. 20 pieces of copper. There you are, guys. And you've got other goodies as well. You've got quartz, a rusty gear, you know, a copper spearhead. This is time well spent. Just to recap, I got 15 flint, 28 basalt stone, 1 piece of sphelerite, 1 flint arrowhead, a copper spearhead, 1 piece of blue clay, 1 rusty gear, 20 nuggets of native copper, 4 clear quartz, and 4 quartz chunks. That is not bad just for a bit of panning.